so many of us, you're also grappling with how to deal with the emerging possibilities that artificial intelligence offers. And your work is focused on digital transformation and now, in particular, how AI can harness change. Could you begin by laying out a framework for, because you're interacting with so many companies in India, internationally, some of the best practices that you're seeing which you think are a good framework for trying to leverage the possibilities of artificial intelligence, some of the mistakes that you're seeing these companies make? We'll get started from there.
First of all, I think, transformation is a powerful word, and it's exactly the word to use. But transformation is the worst thing that you can do by calling whatever you do transformation. Because when a CEO stands up and tells his company or her company, we're going to embark on an AI transformation, the people sitting in the room don't hear the word transformation. They hear, my job is gone. And when someone gets a fear into their mode of, that's going to replace me, their likelihood of being supportive goes down. So one thing that I feel and that I'm writing about now is, in the immediate future, in the world of business, AI is better managed as augmented intelligence rather than artificial intelligence. It is all about how machines can help humans be better. And so, in terms of best practice, the firms that have been able to get things going are leaders in these firms who focus on helping their people get better rather than fear of being replaced. That's the first step. So while it might be transformational, it is better framed as how can you be better using machines, and then get people along and then make things happen. So that's step one. The second one is a lot of firms that I see that are saying we'll use AI and so on in redefining the way we do business are building their castle on shifting sands. And what I mean by that is data. Data is the new oil. That's not my phrase. People have said that. But unless and until you have a data strategy, there is no point in talking about an AI strategy. And the key with data is, especially in the world of business, is firms have to understand that data cannot be in pockets. Data has to be shared, and data has to be universally available within for AI to work. But then think about it. For most managers in this world, actually for all managers in this world today, what is data? Data is power, because you can use it to do things which are because of an information arbitrage opportunity. And so if you ask someone, hand me your power, are they going to hand it over to you? The answer is no. And so their ability of leaders to be able to get everybody in the organization to share data is a critical thing. And what I've found is firms that do it well don't create an Athenian democracy mode where everybody gets to voice their opinion. More often than not, it's a mandate. And so there are things in the AI transformation that need to be done top-down. There are things that need to be bottom-up. Top-down is a mandate from the senior managers that data has to be centralized. Otherwise, it will not work. Every success story I've seen at enterprise level is where the firm creates a centralized data strategy. But having said that, I go back to my first point. You then need to make everybody empowered to be able to use it in a way that enhances their performance. And so my bet is that into the foreseeable future, firms that think about how AI augments their people are likely to win. Firms that are not able to explain this are going to land up in a situation where their organization is going to push back rather than be supportive of the transformation. Leaders who stand in front of their organizations and talk about how machines are going to replace humans are going to lose, and their firms will lose. Leaders who can stand in front of their people and say, I'm going to make each one of you better by leveraging machines are going to be the winners. So it's the job of senior leaders to find ways in which you can help each one of your people get better. And so it goes back to the point that I made earlier. Don't think transformation, think one person at a time, and think about how you can improve their ability to deliver value. Firms that go down in that direction can be very successful. I wrote a case on Tata Steel, and one of the things I really liked about Narendran, who's the leader of Tata Steel, what he did was mandated that machines would be used by every individual to find how they can create more value. And by creating an environment where each person, rather than fear for their job, was thinking hard about how to leverage machines to create more value in what they do, they landed up creating a value explosion within the firm. So there are times when leaders need to be top-down. For example, centralization of data for AI to be successful, that is a top-down measure. There is no option to it. At the same time, a bottom-up measure is to help people figure out ways in which they can leverage machines, empower them. And so the winning strategy is not trying to do one or the other. The winning strategy is to realize when you need to mandate and when you need to empower. A combination of that two done in a constructive manner leads to superior performance. Trying to do one or the other only is going to result in destruction of value.